What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side, we have Branded going up against Speedroids on the right side here. Branded is going to be one of the most represented decks of the next format. I guess not most represented, I should say. We definitely have Snake Eyes and Fire King going to be one of the best represented decks. But Branded might be sneaking up here. You know, we are going to be seeing lots of players and choosing to not play a low impact like Ash. The Fire King deck can play through Ash quite easily. So Branded will be able to sneak up here. Before we dive in, over to like, comment, subscribe. We are going to be seeing Branded going to be going first with a copy of the Branded opening here. This card is going to be quite good, letting us go into a copies of either the Quem or an Aluber. Obviously, Aluber is a little bit more risky if you're doing it into the main phase, but we have an opening that can get us into the draw phase here, letting us search for that Branded fusion by discarding an Ash Blossom as well. So we're going to see them activate Branded Lost, activate Branded Fusion, get hit with Ash, and they're actually going to think on this. And we have the Call of the Grave for the Ash Blossom, so we are going to let that resolve, going through with the Albaz as well as the Lubellion here, going for the copy of Albion. I was going to say, definitely not passing on that if you have Call of the Grave. And then we're going to be able to activate the Lubellion effect, or the Albion effect, I should say, sending or banishing, and we also get the Quem here. We are going to go for a copy of the Lubellion here, and then Lubellion can then discard a card. We have not used our normal summon yet. And it looks like they have an Imperm in the hand. Imperm Quem here, so it's just like discarding the copy of Quem, valuing that Imperm over it to go into a copy of the Mirror Jade here. We are going to then send the Lubellion for the Albion here. I think maybe there was a world where we actually don't go for Lubellion. We actually go for a copy of like Cartesia instead. So Cartesia can then add back here during the standby phase. We are going to be seeing them go for a copy of the Branded in red here, which is why Quem is in the graveyard. You know, you have to have a target for that Branded in red. We're going to see a Cashier Unicorn being special summon down here, and this could be met with a Mirror Jade or a copy of the Imperm. You know, both options can be quite decent. We're going to then activate the effect, and this is going to met with an Imperm. Okay. You know, we could think that they might be on a Kashtira deck. A Speedroid mat definitely says the difference, but we're going to activate Speed Wheel. This is going to let us discard a card and then roll a dice to be able to choose. So we see a 5, so we get summon a level 3 and a level 2 here, or a level 4 and a level 1, whatever equals 5 here. You guys know how to do math. We go for a Duke and a Marble Machine here. And we might see them link away. They could synchro off into Barone. They're just asking what the cards do. We might see a Mirror Jade activates effects, and then after that we might be going for a Branded in red. If they did normal summon out the Quem, they would have been able to dump the Albaz, and that would have been the target there for the card. And we're going to send... We cannot do that. Yeah, I was going to say, you cannot send Lulu Walleth with Mirror Jade. That would be extremely broken. It has to be a fusion, unfortunately. Most likely going to send Rinbrum here, though. Like, that's why I feel like you should have normal summon with the Albaz. I guess we can go for the Brigands instead. That's going to be banishing the Duke. And then we could go for an opening. Or the red. We are going to be seeing a Talent's going to activate here. This is most likely going to be to take... And this is going to force us to go into the Chimera. But they'll just take the Chimera here. So it's just like kind of a lose-lose situation. They're going to take the Mirror Jade. And we are going to be link summoning into a rubber band shooter. And I suppose we could still go for a copy of a Queritus or something of the sorts. Not that real much you can really do with it, but we will probably see the rubber band shooter banish a level 7 from the deck, or from the extra deck here, to reveal the double yo-yo. We're going to see it banish the Pegasus. And that's going to be searching for the double yo-yo and the Tacky Tomborg, or Terratop here, I should say. That's going to let us get into the Tacky Tomborg. And then we choose a random one to add to the hand. And we do get the double yo-yo. We're going to get an additional normal summon of the shooter here. We haven't even used our regular normal summon as well. So then we're going to be normal summoning out the yo-yo. Yo-yo is going to be able to bring back out the copy of Terratop. Terratop can activate the effect, searching for the Tacky Tomborg. And then we are going to, we're not worried about anything, right? This is just a line to FOTK, right? I feel like it is. Tacky Tomborg can then activate its effects. Summoning out the dice. And then we get the dice to synchro into the Cork Shooter. Cork Shooter can then bring out 2 monsters that it used for its synchro summon. I guess the only problem is if they go for a copy of Queritus, they can just turn everything into 0. So we would probably have to go and find a way to get into a Crystal Wing fast. We still see Metal Marsher bring back out the dice here, and then we're going to go for the copy of Crystal, or no, we're going for something, the level 5, and then we're going for a Crystal Wing here. So now we are going to not worry about that Queritus, because we'll be able to negate the effects here. And essentially the game is now kind of over. This is, I always talk about, when players don't know what your deck does, you have a little bit of an advantage, because you're able to set up a Crystal Wing, and then now obviously you can negate the Queritus, which is kind of like the only line that they had to be able to play. And going for that double Crystal Wing line is really nice as well here, which is going to probably be game. We also have a speed recovery to bring it back out. And now we essentially definitely have game through Queritus. We are going to see them go Brandon red. Quem plus the Lubellion to go for a copy of the Queritus. And then we're going to be seeing the Queritus effect. They can just negate it. We do get to search, so I guess we will be able to summon out the Albaz if it does get away. But we'll be able to have double negate, essentially, here. I guess actually you can't respond, because you get to go Chainlink 1 summon, then Lost effect, Chainlink 1, Queritus Chainlink 2. Our opponent can now not respond to this. And so we're going to see the Queritus going to go attack, and then we're not going to, or Mirror Jade attack, and then we're not going to get the effect. Then they're going to go into a copy of the Wind so that we don't get that Mirror Jade back or the effect here. Then we're going to activate the effect of the Brigands. We are going to negate that with the copy of the Crystal Wing. And it's going to be quite difficult for us to come back from this. We will have the Albion to dump for cost. So, if we do get that additional draw, it does not matter to us, because all we care about is that dump for Retribution here. So I guess it is just, do we want to Crystal Wing negate it to stop that draw? But they choose not to. I definitely think that was probably the right move. You don't care about a draw. You care about a very powerful normal summon. We are going to be seeing the activate Retribution to add back the branded fusion here. Then we can activate the branded fusion. We don't have an Ash Blossom to do this, but we do have the copy of the spell, which is going to be dumping Albaz, as well as a copy of probably, I don't even know what you do here. Like, you're at the point where it's like Cartesia, I guess. That can go for your second Albion, and then you will get the effect of, yeah, so Albion as well as Lost. Lost can search for our favorite Mercurier here, so I guess we can have sort of a way to out that Crystal Wing, or at least one of them there. We're searching for an Albaz. I suppose that's also an option. There might be, we already have the Mercurier perhaps in the hand, which would have been an unfortunate draw, to be honest, but. And then we're going to see Albion effect, going to be banishing the Albaz as, I think you go for Sanctifier here, to be honest. Yeah, you can't go for Rinbrum, but you see Brigands and Albaz go for a copy of, I guess Rinbrum is an option. Then we're going to normal summon out the Albaz, send the copy of the McCourier to, or send a copy of Tragedy to go for a copy of the Mirror Jade here. Lost is such a crazy card. Then we're going to activate the effect on summon, sending the copy of Titaniclad to get rid of the second Crystal Wing, and we're going to go Battle Phase, Attack. Wind will be able to activate its effects. We can essentially negate this with the copy of Rinbrum here. But we have a Mercurier. Okay. Interesting that we are choosing to do that. And then we're going to be seeing Albion as well as the Mirror Jade attack. But they're on no cards, and we are also on no cards. We do have Speed Recovery in the graveyard. I definitely think that we probably should have kept that Mercurier in the hand and used that negate. We are going to be seeing them add back the Cartesia here. And then passing turn on this, we could have also banished the Tragedy to be able to set the branded in red back, which would have been able to add back the Albaz and go for a Guardian Chimera. But just a little bit of a misplay, I suppose. We're going to see the Speed Recovery here, banishing itself to add back the double Yo-Yo, which is a crazy normal summon here. We get to normal summon it, activate the effect, summon back out the Terratop. Terratop can activate its effects, searching for any Speedroid. And this card is the card to stop. Going for the Tacky Tomboy. We're going to have extenders on extenders on extenders on extenders. Then Tacky Tomboy is going to activate its effects. Going for the Duke. I don't know what else they have, though, because like they don't have any access to anything non-wind. Double Crystal Wing's gone. They are just out of resources. Then we're going to go for a Speed Wing. This supposedly will be hit with the Rinbrum effect to bounce back. Negate and bounce. I do wonder if, like, we still have the Kite in the graveyard and we have a Talons. So I wonder if the point of that to go for like a Kite Drake, blow up the field, Talons take. No, because you don't want to blow up the whole field, then Talons take, because there's nothing on the field. So we're going to see the Rinbro bounce that back, though. And, yeah, if we would have been able to set that branded in red with the Tragedy, it would have been absolutely insane. You know, we would have had a Guardian Chimera line set up, and that would have been able to just get us everything we need here. But we're going to see them summon out the Cork Shooter here, and that's going to let us summon out the copy of the Pinball. We can now go for a Kite Drake. Kite Drake will blow up the field. This will trigger the Mirror Jade, but we probably are only on 2 Mirror Jades. Then we're going to see talents to draw 2. But this is not going to be enough for a game. They're looking at their extra deck scene, and they drew into a Birth. That is crazy. Birth will be able to summon back out the Unicorn. And just start to chip some damage away is the most important part here. They're looking in their extra deck to see if they have anything, but there's no cards that they have here for this. It can block a body, but there's just no point. We're going to see them activate the effect here, summoning out the Rinbrum, banishing the last copy of Albaz. I definitely do not think that's worth it. Then we're going to see the Unicorn effect going to activate. Taking a look at that extra deck, it is very thin. Probably getting rid of the Lubellion. To be honest, all the cards are just done. Like, they're going to get rid of the Grand Gano. I suppose that is another good option. I completely forgot about the possibility of that one there. We are going to see them now declare end phase, skipping over the battle phase for some reason, and then Mirror Jade's effect is going to resolve, blowing up the Kite Drake, and then Kite Drake will be able to search for the copy of the the Terror Top, but we're going to see them admit defeat. I definitely don't think, I mean, we took a look at their extra deck. They're out of Albaz's. They're out of Grand Ganals. What else can they start doing? They can, go into Guardian Chimera, obviously, during the next turn. If they find a way to get, like, a Despia card in Graveyard, if we don't keep that Tragedy there. But, no, they can't add back Branded Red if they don't add Tragedy. But they'll have Opening the Search or Branded Fusion. But they're out of Albaz's. It's just like, we're out of everything. The Speedroid guy is the Speedroids player is out of everything, but the branded player doesn't have anything as well. We definitely saw a misplay. If they would have had added back that Branded in Red off that Tragedy, we would have just been able to essentially just OTK and still have a bunch of our cards on the field, as well as keeping that Mercurier and just negating it with the Rinbrum. That would have been also very impactful for us, keeping that copy of Mercurier in the hand safe. So we could have played around the copy of Kite Drake, or even just not having to waste anything else. But we are going to see the Speedroid player and choosing to go first in game 2 here. That's fine. But playing around those, lost just being able to play around the negation of activation is crazy. But we're seeing a double set. Oh no. From Speedroid, it's just passing turn on this. This does not look too good. We're going to see them activate Branded Opening. Send the Aluber here. Aluber is going to summon it. We're going to summon out the Aluber. Then Aluber can activate the effect, searching for a Branded Fusion. Then we're going to see a Fusion Deployment. That's going to let us summon out the Cartesia here by revealing the Grand Ganal. Grand Ganal is a powerful monster. Now we can just play around imperms or just get continuous advantages. No matter what we want. I wonder what those cards in hand is. And we have the Albion the draw, an additional card as well. Dumping the Retribution. Going to get that draw. I wonder if we're going to see maybe a Droll on res. We're going to see the Branded Fusion. They do have the Ash for this, but we have Cartesia, so we're still able to play through. And we have a Foolish as well. Dumping Tragedy. Tragedy can then search for a Quem. We can then normal summon out the Quem. Quem is going to dump the Albaz here. We may have an Imperm for this. If we do have an Albaz in the hand, that is going to be the best. This is probably the best time to imperm, to be honest, the Quem, because if they dodge, they just have to use their Cartesia, which is really unfortunate for them, but we're going to see them Judgment the normal summon here. David and his Judgments. We saw him earlier this week, or maybe later this week. I'm not sure what order the videos are going to come up at, but he played it in Exosister as well. We're going to see Cartesia going to be synchro or fusion summoning into a copy of Garangadonk. Garangadonk can then dump the copy of Albion from the extra deck, which can get us the branded in red during the end phase here. We're going to go attack with the Garangadonk, dealing some damage. And then end phase Cartesia add back, as well as branded in red being set off that Albion. Which is quite nice. It's also really good that we can just add back the Quem, which is really cool. People do forget about that a lot. They're going to draw for turn here. And do we have any other plays? We're going to see a normal summon out of Attacky Tomborg. This is not a great one. Then they're going to activate the effect. And that's going to go through. Going for the Duke. And they can activate the effect of grinding all the tag out here for either the copy of Quem or a Lulu Walleth. Lulu Walleth is also a good option. You know, if they do summon, they will be able to negate plus boost the attack here. We're going to see a speed recovery summoning back out the Attacky Tomborg. Then we can activate the effect once again here, not being a once per turn, obviously just being a soft once per turn. Going for that card turbo, having the effect in the graveyard to boost the attack as well is quite nice. We're going to see the duplication banish. The attack, and we're going to chain the copy of Branded in red here. But we have the Call of the Grave for the target. Wow. So we're going to bounce back the copy of the Lulu Walleth, and then we get to synchro summon for, or link away for a copy of the Speedroid Double Yo-Yo. Double Yo-Yo will be able to search, or Drawer Bansheer is going to be able to search for the Double Yo-Yo by banishing a level 7, and we're going to search for the Attacky Tomborg, or, my bad, I keep saying Attacky Tomborg because that's what we end up getting, but we're going to be going for the Yo-Yo as well as a Terratop, and then if we get the Double Yo-Yo here, additional normal summon for that copy, and then we get to bring back out the Terratop. Terratop's going to activate its effects here. Going to let us search for a speed red-eyed dice, I guess. We have reused the Attacky Tomborg. So we're then going to banish the Duke to special summon out the dice. And do we have a Nib on summon? We do. That's crazy. Okay. That is going to punish us quite a bit. Now, the deck does have a bit of a struggle against cards like Nibiru. We couldn't really extend through, but they're going to pass turn on that. That is quite unfortunate. We still have the Cartesia in the hand as well to be able to do some stuff, but they have to have, we have Retribution as well to add back Branded Fusion. That's crazy. We're going to see Fusion Deployment, revealing the Mirror Jade to summon out the Albaz, and then we can actually just summon out the Quem, or Cartesia here, because we now control an Albaz. Or, yeah, we can also activate the effect of Albaz to send to go for a copy of the Albion. Albion can activate the effects, banishing the Albaz as well as the Albion to go for a copy of the Mirror Jade. And that's just going to be game right there on board. And we're going to see the branded player end up 2-0ing Speedroids. That nib came in very clutch. We saw it near the end there. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, see some more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.